This is a single family house we just bought. We paid $135 for it. Closing cost, I don't think this is perfectly accurate to the penny, but my acquisition assumptions were like $284 off. So relatively close. $284 is not going to make or break a deal. So that being said, here are our numbers. Here's what I'm looking at, and this is going to be a run through my exit, what I'm going to do, why I'm going to do it, and how much money it's going to make. So we really had three options to do with this house, as we do every house. We could either flip it, we could turn it into a rental, or we could turn it into a wrap, which all the wrap is we basically get underlying financing on it, and then we sell it to somebody on terms, and they make a monthly payment to us. They're responsible for all repairs, taxes, insurance. They get all the burdens and the benefits of home ownership, and all we get is a check. So effectively, we are the lender. Now, as you can see here, we have three different budgets depending on which exit we want. Our flip scope is obviously going to be a lot higher. We're going to have to go new cabinets, new countertops, new bathroom vanities, all sorts of fun stuff just to get it looking new, right? And even then, this house was built in, I think, 1978, so we're still competing with brand new product. And it's really not what I want to do right now with the market being the way it is. If it was 4 years ago, sure, it would do it. But today, with the market being soft, I don't really have any interest in flipping it. It's just not my cup of tea. Rental and wrap are only two left. Now, what you'll see is that these numbers are a lot closer. The main difference here is we have to do a little bit more finishing. So with a wrap, I can go and paint everything one color. I don't have to go replace the interior doors. I don't have to do trim work. I don't have to do as much stuff in the kitchen, stuff like that, right? I don't have to replace the cabinets. And the reason that I don't have to do that when we do a wrap is because these people are buying this house and they're going to want to make it their own. And so I'm going to leave it as a blank slate. I'm not going to get it perfect. I'm going to get it livable to where they can leave it as is, or they can fix it up without feeling bad for ripping the other stuff out. And so these are really our two main options at this point, is a rental or a wrap. So now we have our financing. So these are real financing numbers. I was a little bit off here because the insurance was $1,501. And so that brings us up right at $30,000. I think it was $30,247 that I wired to closing. And so our loan was for $166,000 total. That's with the construction funds. We were at 1099, 15% down. All these numbers are correct, and our total project cost is estimated to be $183,000. Now, the cool part about my construction or my estimated construction cost, I think I can bring it down by about $10,000. So my lender budget for this was actually $51,000, closer to $52,000. Here it's $48,000 because this is my budget and this is what I use. With them, I added in a little more fluff just in case we have to. And I think I can strip a lot of it. Like this $5,000 window budget right here. Window. Am I blind? Yeah. Oh, so I've already changed it to $2,500. I got a lot of contingency built in, $6,300. There's not going to be $5,000 for the miscellaneous, right? And so that's just getting it to a blank slate, all the fun stuff. Paint and clean, I'm going to spend $5,000. I'm just going to make it a livable house. It's not going to smell like cigarettes. It's not going to look like cigarettes. It's not going to get wet inside when it rains. We're going to take out the big tree, put a new roof on it, make it look pretty. And so here are our long-term financing assumptions, and these are going off of these rehab numbers right here, so 56 and 48. These are just the upfront loan fees that we would encounter and the estimated rate. So with a rental, I put that the rate's a little lower, but really it's not. And obviously 30-year terms for both. And then on the rental, I would need to get $275 out of it. And with the wrap, I would only need to get, $185.5 out of it. So at 70%, I would need it to appraise for $265, which just so happens it appraised for $265. So the appraiser went in there to meet my lender's requirements and make them happy. And he said, hey, here's what it's worth right now. Here's what I think it'll be worth when these repairs are done. And so he put $188 on it right now. So that's $53,000 of instant equity. And then once we complete it, he said it'll be worth $265. And so I think personally that's a little low, but we can use that as a basis to go off of our numbers. So rental, we're going to do a little bit nicer things. We're going to go put new cabinets, new floor, nicer flooring. And so that number could be bumped up a little higher to $275. Now, what does that do to our payment? Well, our rental payment would be $1,276, and our wrap payment would be $1,172. And that would leave us in the rental scenario with $6,200 left in this house, and in the wrap scenario with almost $19,000 left in this property. Which, if you ask me, I'd rather have $6,000 in a house than 18. But before we get to the rental, I'm going to show you something cool. So, with the wrap, we borrow $185,500, right? And so that comes from right here. We got our $265 appraisal. We borrow 70%. That puts us at $185,500. We're going to sell this house for $320,000 for 30 years. And we're going to give them a 636 rate, which is very competitive, especially for somebody who gets paid cash or subprime. Like, for whatever reason, they can't qualify. But with us, we're going to give them a 6% interest rate, right? And so in exchange for this, we want 15 grand down. So we were at 18,000, right? We got 15,000 down. Now our cash left in the deal is $3,700, right? And we can see that right here. And so on top of that, what will their payment be? This house would probably rent for about $1,900. So we're going to sell it to them for $1,900. Now they're going to have to pay the taxes and insurance on top of it. So their total monthly payment is going to be $2,194 a month. This is a nice house, right? It's 3 bed, 2 bath, full basement, quarter acre lot, nice little house, brick house. Very, very nice, or will be very nice. And so my payment, my break even was $1,467, and my monthly spread here is going to be $727 a month. And with that, I'm going to have $3,700 left in this deal. Now let's compare that to a rental scenario, right? Because it looked better up here, but we didn't finish the numbers. So we had $6,200 left in it. It rents for $1,900. We account for vacancy, both economic and real. Property management insurance is obviously a factor, which that is low as of right now, but I think I think that's actually a little high because right now we have builder's risk policy. Property taxes are correct, and then we are going to have to make repairs. So this is property value times 1%. And so that brings our operating expenses to $630 a month, which leaves our NOI at $1,174, and we now cash flow negative, right? We lose $1,200 a year. I don't know about you, but that's not the business I want to be in. And so to me, the one small switch I can make with this house, I still do the same exact process, same subs, same repairs, pretty much. We don't put new kitchen on it. Except in one example, I lose $1,200 a month, or I lose $100 a month. In the other one, I make $700 a month. So it's an $800 a month swing just based on the structure of the property. And what comes along with this $700 a month down here is that I don't have to manage anything. I make sure they pay it on the first, and if they don't, I send them reminders. That's it. And all that's automated too. So I really just wanted to make this to show you the 3 different ways that you can exit any property, because most people just look at 2. And the third one is the way that the banks get rich and the way that you can too. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, leave them down below. I'll be more than happy to answer them. And if you want me to send you the spreadsheet, I would also be more than happy to do that. So just let me know. I'll see you in the next one, and I hope you learned something. Bye-bye.